Hey everyone, happy Wednesday, a day when we again look at that section that we've been reading through Mark and take a look at some of the passages that we missed. This week, we actually didn't look at any of the passages in this reading plan for Mark because we were having the farewell service for Dana, but there's a lot in this that are really important to look at, and one particularly helps us deal with the waiting that we wrestle through in our world as we wait for restoration. So the story is in Mark chapter 5, and it's where Jesus raises a dead girl and heals a sick woman. And there's this interplay of the stories that doesn't happen in many other places in the gospel. Most of the time we get Jesus interacting with one particular group or one particular person in one particular moment. But here we have at the start, Jairus, this girl's father, coming to Jesus and begging for him to come and heal her. She hasn't passed away yet. And then while they're on their way, we get this encounter with a sick woman who's been bleeding for 7 years, and she thinks that if she can just touch Jesus, then she'll be healed. She reaches into the crowd, she touches Jesus, and she's healed. And then Jesus realizes that this has happened, and he starts asking all those who are around him, who touched me? Who did this? And people are like, seriously, Jesus, like there's a crowd around you. We're having to fight our way through, and you're asking who touched you? Hundreds of people have touched you in this. But Jesus continues, and this lady figures out, okay, I'm caught. He understands, he recognizes that I did this. I gotta come forward. And in the middle of all of this, so Jesus is interacting with his disciples and with the crowd, and Jairus is standing there saying, come on, Jesus, we gotta go. Now, this isn't all in the story as it's written in Mark, but that's the way I picture this. There's some difficulty, and I think it would be really, really hard to be Jairus, to be patient with Jesus as Jesus interacts with this crowd and as he interacts with this woman. He spends some time talking to her and caring for her even there after she has admitted that she had touched him and then that she was healed in that. And while they are waiting, Jairus' daughter dies, and someone comes and tells him that she had passed away. Now, if I were Jairus, I don't know if I would be more mad or more disappointed at Jesus. I would have gone to him with all of this hope, and then those hopes seemed to be dashed. But Jesus approaches him with a simple instruction. He simply says to have faith, to trust. This is in Mark 5, chapter 36. Overhearing what they said, Jesus told him, don't be afraid, just believe. And there are moments in our lives when we have to experience the same thing. We're waiting for the restoration that Jesus has promised will come to this world. But in the meantime, we still experience the pain and brokenness and death that comes in this world. Now, unfortunately, we don't all get to experience the immediate resurrection of those we love as Jairus did, as Jesus went with him, and then Jesus raised her back to life. But we do have the promise of resurrection. And so even though now we wait for Jesus to make good on his promise, we're urged to trust him in the midst of this time of waiting and pain. That resurrection will happen, that renewal will come.